Hello people, welcome to my channel. If you did not know, I am the Sage, and today I thought we should talk a little bit about Battlefield Hardline, the next title in the Battlefield franchise that is currently in development by Visceral Games, who are previously known for their horror game series Dead Space. So first off, I'm gonna give my own good and bad opinions of the current state of the closed beta, talk a little bit about the game in general, and then speculate a bit about the future of this game. If you agree, disagree, or simply want to add something that I did not talk about, then please use the comment section down below to do so. It would be much appreciated, and you guys who have been on my channel before know how much I like to talk to you guys. Now, I'm gonna start with the less good features and then work my way up. The first thing you notice when you launch Battlelog or the Hardline client is the menu art. In Battlefield 4 we have a slick menu which feels right and in line with what a AAA title should look like, but the Hardline menu just feels stale, stiff, and with no real attention to detail, and this makes it feel cheap. And packaging a $60 game with a cheap looking packaging is just plain stupid, in my opinion. Now the UI in game is better, but more or less it's just a copy of Battlefield 4's in-game UI. Now they have added some stuff in the UI that is awesome, though, but I will get to that later on. The game graphics and animations are good at the moment. It still gives that epic feel that you get from Battlefield 4, but in a slightly different way because of the cops and robbers theme. But the player models are just not as textured or detailed as in Battlefield 4, and there once more it makes the game feel cheap. And it actually feels like a step back from Battlefield 4. Now, when you first spawn in, you will notice that your character movements feel different from Battlefield 4. They feel sluggish, like you have a fat suit on. According to Jack Frags, the developers said that you move at the same speed while running as you do in Battlefield 4, but I just don't feel it. And I don't know if it's got something with the turning to do, or if it's just got with the animations to do, but I hope they do something about this in the future to get it around where Battlefield 4 is currently. Also, the animations for some of the weapons just feel too slow. Reloading the RPG, for example. I don't know if it's the same reload speed as in Battlefield 4, but it just feels like your character is just taking his sweet time, chilling, waiting for better times while reloading that son of a gun. Yeah. And this could just be a slow animation, but still it feels weird. It feels weird and it feels sluggish and it feels like you have a fat suit on. That's just, yeah. They have also added some new gadgets and mechanics, which some I really like and some I do not. They have added so that you can handcuff someone, and when you handcuff them you can start an interrogation. And if the interrogation is a success, from what I understand, it reveals everyone of the enemy team for your team for a short period of time. Now the concept of this I kind of like, but I think they need to scale it down a bit. Revealing the whole enemy team, especially on a 64-player server, does not simply work well. Think about it, if people get handcuffed all the time, then the enemy team gets to know where you are all the time, and you know where they are all the time, and then you or they can simply run there and kill you from behind, and I don't think that would be fair or work good. It doesn't reward skill, it just rewards randomness. A fix to this could be, like example, limit down the area that is visible. It could still be an annoying feature, but it won't be as annoying. Another thing that they've added is a gadget called the Survivalist. This gadget allows you to revive yourself. Now, with previous games with similar features like Second Chance in Call of Duty series, we know for a fact that this is just gonna be annoying and not add anything good to the game, so I don't know what they thought about that. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. They've also added a lot of cars that are just standing around the map and are not usable. Even some of the cop cars, which almost looks like the usable cop cars, and sometimes it just confused the crap out of me, and I don't see why they can't make the other cars usable as well. I think this could actually be a quite interesting add to the game. And if they want to make it more realistic, since they are just random cars, why not add an animation where you hotwire the car or something, and then you would need to weigh the options if it's really worth it to take that car or something like that. Could be really cool. I don't know. The netcode feels like it did at Battlefield 4 at the moment. Dying around corners, really awkward kill trades and stuff like that still happens a lot. For me it happened to the extent that I felt it was unplayable, which makes me a sad little puppy. Now, I know that the recent Battlefield 4 netcode fix and changing from 10 tick rate to 30 tick rate will be added to Hardline soon enough, along with more tweaks and changes that are currently underway in Battlefield 4, since they will be able to use those changes in Hardline because the build is so similar. And that makes me a happy puppy. A happy little puppy. The two game modes that they have out in the beta as of now are Heist and Blood Money. Heist functions more like a mix between Obliteration and Rush, where the criminals take a package to a point and try to take that point while the police defend that point. This game mode is pretty intense, a lot of action, and I quite enjoyed it. Blood Money was quite interesting as well. It's a pretty unique game mode where both teams try to take cash from a deposit in the middle of the map. Then you have to go and take that cash to your team's respective vault for safekeeping. Now you could either go for the cash in the middle, or you can actually try to steal from the other team's vault. It feels like you could depend a little bit more on yourself, and it opened up for different aspects, but that was pretty interesting in this game mode. And a match could either take like 5 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on how even the teams were. Though both game modes were interesting and I enjoy them, I think that I would not keep enjoying them in the long run though. But I'm waiting with a positive outlook to see if the other game modes that will be added later on will tickle my fancy a little bit more. Now, some things I did like about the UI, and those things are the hit markers. They've added different hit markers for vehicles and players, as well as a new red hit marker if you get a headshot. Not a headshot, a headshot. I don't know what that was. And I think that is brilliant. It gives you a more accurate read on what you hit, who you hit, and where you hit, so you can adjust accordingly and fit your gameplay out from that. And I love it. Also, they have added so that instead of unlocking weapons by just leveling up, you can buy guns and gadgets with cash you earn in-game. And this lets you customize your character more to your liking early on, and I think this is really smart. Now, things like sights and other weapon attachments you need to unlock by first getting server stars with that weapon. That is basically like leveling that weapon, and then you can buy the one you want. So you need to unlock it first by leveling and then buy it. And I think this is just right, since it still leaves you with that little struggle to unlock what you want a little bit, while still adding so that it's easier to customize your build early on. Also, some of the new gadgets I really liked were the grappling hook, the zip line, and the taser gun, and they add a really interesting aspect to the game, and they open up new possibilities if used right, and I really enjoy them. I think that they can change up a stalemate on a map really easy, and moving over from one side of the street to the other has never gone smoother or faster or been more fun. And taking people out from close range has never been more fun either. So those are great additions. They have totally remodeled how cars react and handle in this game compared to Battlefield 4, and that is really nice. I also like the different vehicles they have at the moment. Driving someone over with a cop car or wrecking everything with an armored vehicle feels so satisfying. It feels just right, and it has fun, strategic aspects and valuable aspects to the gameplay. They have also one vehicle per team that acts like a mobile spawn point. And this is also really cool, since it opens strategic possibilities that we haven't really seen in a Battlefield 4 game Battlefield 4 game. Battlefield 4... Battlefield game before. I've been talking too much now, guys. I'm just going over the board here. But just imagine you are driving behind the objective area with a full police van. Everyone jumps out. More guys spawn into that vehicle. They go out. And suddenly you have made a massive push from nowhere. I just love that idea. It sounds really cool. Also, almost all the vehicles take small damage from your normal weapons. So if you got enough people shooting at a car, you can actually take that car down. So imagine that you are holding a spot with your squad mates. A police car comes at you. You all open fire. It explodes just in front of you, flying past. Epic. They've added some cars that you can jump into and use, though. As I talked about, a lot of cars not being able to use. And those are like big tankers, for example. And the tanker, as you would think, will blow up very easily. So driving it into an enemy base and blowing it up would work well in your favor. And I think you could stack up some pretty nice kits with that. Counter-knifing from Battlefield 4 is gone. Thank God. And you now have options to pick blunt melee weapons as well, like a baseball bat and a baton. Or a baton, however you pronounce it. Which is really cool. And even though I complained a bit about the graphics before, looking at a YouTube video does not give this game justice. It's a beautiful game and I love the environment. Some of the more powerful automatic weapons have a lot of recoil compared to Battlefield 4, and this opens up for a higher skill gap, and by my standards, this is always welcome in any first-person shooter. In Hardline, they reward the individual more than in Battlefield 4. In Battlefield 4, you had squad upgrades, which you only got if your squad performed well and did not die. If you had bad teammates or bad squad mates, this gave the team further advantage over you if they had good mates in their squads, so to speak. And this system just didn't work for me, at least. I didn't think it worked overall in the end. But in Hardline you get the individual upgrades if you perform well, and I think this system just works better overall. In the end, I think most of the bad stuff are going to be addressed, and we are going to end with a polished, fun first-person shooter experience. I can say now, even now, with a good faith, that I will purchase this game in the future. Will you? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to check the description if you want to buy some cheap, awesome games. They are cheaper than they are on Steam or Origin, for example. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to become a part of the Satch Gang today. And, as always, until next time, guys. Bye.